So I go and ask for the price of the homemade one, and the clerk says, oh, $14.72. $14.72 for a pint of ice cream. If I see a high up platform, I gotta climb it. It's just my nature. I don't know why. I just love being in high places. It's been that way since I was a child, and now that I've seen our nether hub has this little catwalk up here, couldn't resist, you know. But I'm starting off in here because if we go through the portal, we end up on the other side at spawn. And currently spawn is still being built up on a daily basis. We've had so many things happen here. Last episode, we worked on our terraced gardens, and we were going to be working on the spawn portal with Viper, who is one of the other members on the Afterlife SMP, a very talented creator, builder, and terraformer. But he has been quite busy recently. It is the new year. I'm sure we can all relate to that. So we're going to be tabling this for a little bit, let it cook in the oven for a few more weeks, and we'll get back to this project. But hello, my name is Uni. Welcome to the Afterlife SMP, and today we have a whole new project to start off in my secret base location. This place has quite a lot of clutter going on. Ash is in the middle of building his base, and at the moment, it's got no skin. It is all guts. So I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like in the end, but it looks very interesting. We also have some leftovers from the Cash Bash last streamathon. It was a blast. Here is my rendition of a sugarcane farm. That was one of the tasks we had to complete. And don't tell Cash, but it actually didn't work at all because I didn't put the minecart hopper on a rail, so it didn't pull any of the sugarcane through, but he doesn't have to know that. I didn't even get close to winning. You know what, the tiny details aside, let's head on over to our secret base location and get on through this tunnel. I can currently ride this bad boy all the way to my base with no issues whatsoever, though I suppose you could consider the end part here a little bit of an issue because it is entirely exposed to the open nether, but we'll be working on that another day. It's a project that we have on the table. But right now, we need to tackle the first entree, which is entirely consisting of mushrooms. Yes, our base is going to be located on this huge Mooshroom Island. Now, we're only about 1,000 blocks out from spawn. That's why it didn't take too long to get to in the nether. But we need to clear out a huge plot of land in this section of the island. And the proximity to spawn is all thanks to Jay, our server mayor. He was able to find this seed with this mushroom biome so close. And not only did Jay help us with getting this Mooshroom Island on the seed, he also helped us by providing very important and vital data for our next project. In fact, that's the main reason we're going to be leveling most of this island. I have a grand vision of Americana and all that capitalism stands for. And we're going to be making lots of dough this season. I've got a secret project, as always, in the background cooking, and we need a source of income for that. And this island is going to provide more than one stream of income for us. But this particular stream is that of the insurance variety. But before I go giving away too many details, I think it's time we start leveling this part of the island. I went into a convenience store last night, and I decided to go and grab an ice cream because it was really hot out. This is a dream, by the way. It's the middle of January, and nowhere is hot right now, but I was looking through the ice cream selection, and you know I have a very particular taste. I mean, just look at my skin. I'm a mint chip ice cream cone, for crying out loud. But when I was looking through, I saw two options, and two options alone. One was about a half pint of Oreo ice cream, and the other one was about a pint of homemade Oreo ice cream with graham crackers in it. So here I am thinking, well, the homemade one's probably a lot more expensive, and the store brand one is probably way cheaper. So I go and ask for the price of the homemade one, and the clerk says, oh, $14.72. $14.72 for a pint of ice cream. Goodness gracious, they might be selling Haagen-Dazs or something over there. But then I said, hey, okay, that's a little out of my price range. How about the regular old store brand price? And the guy says, I'm not sure. Let me go look this up. And then I'm stuck in a bureaucratic loop of him asking his manager, and then the manager looking it up on the computer and not knowing how to use the computer. Oh, I never got my ice cream. And I woke up, and here I am now on the Afterlife SMP, updating you on what we did during the time lapse. We got this whole entire place completely cleared out. This is exactly what we need, a nice open space where the horizon line fills up the entire screen, and I can start placing down some concrete. Did I mention that I need an ocean of concrete? I do. And I definitely need to gather up way more materials than I already have, but basically, all these chests are full of mycelium and dirt. And if I go back over to my base, I've been collecting sand and gravel over the course of the past couple of weeks in order to get this project started. And I have enough gray dye, I believe, after, borrowing a couple ink sacs from some squids. You know what? Borrowing is kind of a light term. I killed the squids. I took all their ink, and we made our dye. I can now finally get all the gray concrete that an ice cream cone could ever need. So let's go check out our stock, because I have been doing quite a lot of work inside the Stack for Stack, which not only doubles as a place for people to come in and get things they need, but it also acts as a place for me to store all of my stuff as well. And also take a peep at all the signs. I came up with a color-coordinated system to show exactly how much stuff is in each barrel. So let's say I wanted to get a bunch of bamboo. Well, I know that it's in stock because this sign says in stock, and it's got a lime green tint to it. But if I wanted to get, let's say, some slime blocks, nothing in there. It's out of stock. There's an orange sign. I can't get any of it. And then the green sign is full. And of course, it's the mushroom block because I've already brought over all the mushrooms from my project. But let's not get sidetracked. Let's go back to what we were planning, which is to take a lot of sand and a lot of gravel and start making a bunch of concrete and laying it down on our Mooshroom Island. I can't seem to find my car. I always have this problem where I go into a parking lot and can't find where I parked. So I'm just gonna have to click my key. There we go. Hello, Mike. I'll start from square one. We finished the time lapse. I got all of the parking spaces laid out, and then I started building my street lamps, which I am currently doing at the moment. But just when I thought I was scot-free and I could finish this for the day, I realized something very crucial that I had not realized before. I was building a car model on the side and finally decided to bring it over in Lightmatica, and it was way too big for the parking spaces. Now this kind of ruined everything, because if you had seen in the time lapse, each parking space was about 4 by 8 blocks. I had to extend it out by 2 more blocks to make it 10 long, and then I had to make the roadway here 3 more blocks wider. And while I was trying to figure that all out and reorganize everything, I wanted to go into the Nether and jump into a lava pool. That was the mood yesterday. I was not having it. It was not a great time. And I am back now. We have started up the street lamps. I tested it out with my schematic of a car, and it works perfectly. The cars now finally fit in their parking spaces. I only have one design made so far, but I'll be making more soon enough, and we will be building that. But I want to show you how I've been doing my little street lamps here. All I do is just take about 7 of these little pieces of deep slate tile wall, top it off with another tile, couple of frog lights, and then just fill all of the corners off with the trapdoors and top it off with some spruce trapdoors. And that's my version of a street lamp. Very simple and very easy, but I would have used end rods to make it a little more realistic. However, I guess this works pretty well. It kind of shows the glow of the street lamp. But with the end rods, we haven't even gone to the end yet. We actually don't even have the Ender Dragon defeated at all. That means I had to carry every single block that is here over by hand in my inventory through this nether portal. But no matter, the layout is finally perfect. I have everything set, and now we can fill in all of these street lamps, and I can finally build that little car. Well, it's nighttime now, and we can see the effect of every single street lamp we've set on the island, which also gives us a better view of why I picked this island. I wanted to mess around with the concept of dynamic lighting. Mooshroom Islands are a paradise. There are no hostile mobs here whatsoever, not even phantoms spawning at night, and so we can mess with all sorts of lighting options that we so desire. So the first thing we're starting with is the chassis, and we need to create an interior for our driver to, drive the car. So we're gonna make a little bit of a side panel on each side, starting with some stairs of whatever color you want the upholstery to be. And then for the seats of this vehicle, I've decided on black stone as the upholstery for that. And then we just take our console blocks and put them into place. And I've decided on the lodestone and the blast furnace because it not only closely resembles the tough blocks on the side, but the lodestone kind of acts like a steering wheel if you really stretch your imagination. But now we just gotta flesh out the hood and the trunk. And here's what we got so far. The engine block goes right here. Technically, the engine would be sitting here, but we don't really need anything inside that area. And on the back side, we have the trunk, which I've changed my plans a little bit, and I can actually make this thing kind of functional. We just put a couple of trapdoors on the sides, and then a couple right there, and then cover the back up with a trunk. There you go. Now we have an actual functional trunk you can open up and get your stuff out of. Now we're lining it with more trapdoors, so many of these things. And then we're gonna take some more slabs, then we're gonna take our stairs and just top it off as an optional thing for this specific vehicle, by the way. We don't typically see this on other cars. Can I get it to work? Let's see. There we go. That'll be the top bit. And then we can come around to the sides and put on some doors, which lucky for us, we now have the shelf block, so we can make much more realistic doors and add in actual handles for the doors. I gotta separate out the handles because I forgot it always takes whatever's in your hand entirely. There we go. Okay, that's the front door and the back door. Now, obviously, this is a lot bigger scale than player scale, but for what I wanted, this is how we achieve the level of detail that I wanted to get to. So now we can just add in the signs on the side of the vehicle. And go ahead and take your guesses right now in the comments if you know exactly what this is. I can tell you now, the title of the video is a giveaway, a dead giveaway. I'm not quite done yet though. I need to add in a few more trapdoors around the wheel wells and the trunk. Oh, I always forget stuff, and this time I forgot to bring the item frames with me. I've probably been back and forth to this place like 30 times in the last 2 days, and now we have our glow item frames though, and look at that. But let's just add in the last few details. I need to put some rear view mirrors on both sides. And can you guess what this vehicle is? If you're privy to the title, like I said, you would know that this is a big yellow taxi. And well, it's the only vehicle here right now. We are going to be, of course, making so many more in the future, but that is when I am going to be expanding beyond this section of the parking lot. Oh, okay. That's an interesting greeting, Miney. Oh, well, anyways, hopefully Miney's okay, but this is the last part of the parking lot that I want to discuss because we are going to be making a strip mall all along the back end of the island. And that's why we've cut off right here, because this is going to be a sidewalk along this portion. And then the buildings and businesses will be built right here where all the mushrooms are standing. Also, last little bit of story time. I got poison oak in the past week, and I don't know how it happened. It is winter time. I have not been outside whatsoever, and it's made me miss the days of when my skin and body didn't itch. But you know what? You don't know what you got till it's gone. With that being said, today's episode is done and gone. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But my name is Uni. I am jogging it out today, and I will see you guys next time.